Hello YouTube, I am here to give you my very first game review. Exciting, isn't it? I know, I'm excited. You should be too, because you're going to hear about a game. But first, I have to say, I do have a project that I'm working on that'll be coming out hopefully tomorrow, maybe the next day, I don't know. It kind of depends on my schedule, but it is coming. It's just a funny little video, worth a watch. But, that's not why you're watching. You're watching to hear my thoughts on Persona 3. Yes, Persona 3. Okay, before I start talking about Persona 3, I have to give backstory on me. I am not a fan of anime. I know. I don't like it. I'm not gonna go into why, that'll be a separate video. I don't like anime. It's never really appealed to me, even as a kid. There were a couple that I thought were alright, but I've never been a big fan of anime. So going into Persona 3, which is obviously a very anime-influenced video game, I didn't have that high of hopes. I bought it because I heard it was a turn-based RPG that combines turn-based battles with simulation gameplay. I mean, that's fucking insane. I had to know. I had to experience that. But I didn't have high hopes, because anime is really not my thing. If it's yours, fine. Just, it's not me. Anyway, I was very pleasantly surprised. I haven't finished the game, and also this is going to be spoiler free. I'm not gonna spoil anything major. I'm gonna try not to. I was very pleasantly surprised. It's quite good in every way. The story is good, the characters are great, and the battles are really challenging and fun. It's a very well-made game. It has problems, but it's very good. I guess I'll give a short synopsis of the plot. Basically, there's this time period between 12 midnight and 1 a.m. called the Dark Hour, where people like turned into coffins and they get hurt, they get sick, all because of this giant monstrosity of a tower called Tartarus. And so you and a group of your friends that are in high school must journey through Tartarus, battle the hordes of evil by night, and by day survive the rigors of high school. You battle using personas. And the way they summon their personas, I wouldn't dare spoil for you. Even though if you've heard anything about it, you've probably heard that, but I'm not gonna go there. Yeah, it's really good. The battles are, I hate to make this comparison, but they're very you know what, I hate to make this comparison. They're very similar to Final Fantasy 13. Only done well. They're good, okay? They're not crappy like in Final Fantasy 13. They're really good. It's like that done right. The battles are fast. You're only managing one character. That can get annoying because if that character dies, the game's over. That can lead to some frustration, but for the most part, it's fine, I think. Yeah, it's really strategic. The way the mechanics work. If you hit an enemy's weakness, they fall. And if all the enemies fall, you can do what's called an all-out attack, where all your characters will just boom, jump on them and deal tons and tons of damage. So more times than not in your battles, you're going to be trying to do that. You're going to be going for that all-out attack, because it does massive amounts of damage, and it's a quick way to end battles. You just end battle, end battle, end battle. The battles are pretty quick. The boss fights take forever, but the regular fights are pretty fast. Sorry. That was weird. Anyway, the story. I'll move on to the story. The story is surprisingly good. There are a lot of twists. There's a lot you won't see coming. Some stuff you will. There's a lot you won't see coming, and if you're like me and you don't like anime, give this game a chance, because it's not completely anime stereotypical. Yes, it is, you know, teenagers in Japan going save the world, but it's handled in a different way. Everyone's a lot more human. They're not so one-dimensional. In In a lot of anime, all the characters are one-dimensional. Like, there's the angry girl, and then there's the goofy kid, and then there's, you know, the protagonist who has a deep, dark past. It's not really like that, okay? It's way deeper than that. It goes very deep. It's a long game. I'm on the final boss. I'm like level 75 on the final boss, and I'm at like 60-something hours. It's a long game. One thing I do want to say, I'm not gonna spoil what it is, but there's one plot point near the end which I really hated. I saw it coming at the beginning of the game, and I was like, please don't let them do that, and they did, of course. I really didn't like that. It was predictable, and it was just like, oh, come on, you were doing so well, you were doing so well. Why did you have to do that? The obvious twist, but I guess game, you know, can't be perfect, but it's still very good. I cannot stress that enough. It's very good. Shockingly good, actually. I would say so. Let's see. What else can I say? The graphics are not the best on the PS2. I've seen much better on the PS2, but they're pretty good. The anime cutscenes are very well done. It is a dark, mature game. This is not a game for kids. A game for grown, like teenagers or adults. This is not a kid's game by any means, because main characters die in sometimes brutal fashions. There's a lot of very dark, disturbing themes being explored in the story and the characters. Yeah, I wouldn't like buy it for my 12-year-old. I would say keep it like 16 and above. It's pretty dark. Another thing I do want to touch on is it just me, or does this game have many hints of survival horror? In the sense that, in a lot of survival horror, like if you've ever played the original Silent Hill, or Silent Hill 3, not so much Silent Hill 2, you can die in any encounter. You know what I mean? Any encounter can kill you, no matter how much health you have, how many items you have, how many bullets you have. You can always die. There's always a chance of you dying. And there's a lot of that in Persona 3. I mean a lot. Like, you can die from the weakest enemy in the game, because from the start of the game, all the enemies have instant kill moves. I'm dead serious. Almost all the enemies have instant kill moves. It is a very difficult game. I really would not recommend it to anybody that hasn't been playing turn-based RPGs for a while. I mean, like, I'm talking a while. It's tough, unless you're going to play it on the easy, in which case you'll do alright. On the normal, even, it's, whew, I don't even want to try it on the hard. Jesus. Screw that. It's friggin' hard, man. Boss fights take forever. You gotta find their weaknesses and shit. It's pretty tough. But, I guess I'll wrap this up. It's a very good game with some minor flaws in the story, which unfortunately I can't talk if I'm going to keep this spoiler free. Maybe I'll do a non-spoiler. Maybe I'll do a spoiler review of Persona 3 after this. I don't know, maybe. There are some plot points that don't add up. Some of the gameplay, the AI can be a little erratic in battle at times. Other than that, I'd say yeah, buy it. It's on PlayStation Store. You can get it for $5, $10. You're not, even if you don't like it, it's $10, you know. So yeah, my recommendation for Persona 3, 2 thumbs up.